Hello everyone and welcome to a new console review with me, John Parker, and...
Me, Jack Cowling, and...
Me, the other guy.
So, folks, today we are looking at the HOO Cyberpunk console. How new is this one, John?
It's actually, it's fairly old, isn't it, Charon? Would you say? Because most of
It's one of their older ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's too old. I mean, it was updated, I think, at least, because...
Yes.
Because yes, there was a first version of it that looked completely different to what it looks like now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because the exterior looked like the pod thing that the that Peter Capaldi's Doctor landed into in... What was it? Heaven Sent, was it?
Yes.
Heaven Sent Hellbent. So I kind of assume that it was quite a new build rather than an old one.
No, it's just got updated mesh sections. There's some parts of it on mesh that were made by Ezzy, and the rest of it was made by, was it Angus?
Yeah, it's a mixture of sculpt and prim. So
right.
it's an
Sculpt, prim and
interesting
mesh.
one.
It's all of them mixed, which we'll see in a minute.
Okay.
So,
John, if you want to go ahead and summon the exterior, we can start off with that.
okay. I forgot to turn the power on, so I'll have to wait for that to do.
So rather than last week's, obviously we dealt with a design that was basically sculpt and prim. This one is essentially sculpt and mesh.
Sculpt, prim, and mesh. Yes, it's all
three
all
combined. Okay.
Yes.
Right, yeah. And here we go.
Okay, that's power's turned on. That's fabulous case. I don't know what I just said. Right.
Already, I can just say that the texture work on the windows is pretty nice actually.
I really like the detail on this thing.
It looks a little bit overdone, would you say?
With the dirt, you mean? Like the...
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, but then if you look closer, it...
Very grimy.
Yeah, there's probably a bit too much
There
going on.
There might be a reason for that, actually. It might want to have that desolate look to it. Is that the right word?
Don't know.
But what I love is the Mr. Smith animations for the computer.
You know what?
Screens.
I did think what that was, but I didn't recognise it at all. But thanks for that. That's reminded me. Yes. Obviously, it looks a little bit different than the actual original Mr. Smith animation, but now I can kind of see the resemblance.
No. I think that was actually the Mr. Smith one, but they've reversed it a little bit when it goes forward and then it reverses
And changed the colour.
Unless that happens in the show, I forgot. And
No. I think that is just essentially a customised one.
Oh, you know what? I just realised the keyboard isn't a QWERTY layout.
Oh no, it's an AZERTY one. So it's I want to say foreign. I don't know which countries use the AZERTY layout, but yeah, it is. Because you got QWERTY and you got AZERTY. So.
Yeah.
There we go.
I wonder why they went with that. No, specifically.
It might just be the person who made it. Well, actually,
Good point.
that's a question. Let me just check it. Well, Ezzy made it, and Ezzy would have the QWERTY layout. So
Maybe he just thought they wanted
maybe
a different touch to it or something, you know.
unless he didn't do the texture work,
Maybe the Angus guy is
do the texture work.
is from wherever AZERTY is.
Well, there we go, guys. So yes, the exterior is mesh, Jack.
Yep, I kind of know that. But being obviously a non-canon exterior, I have to admit I do like this one.
It is a nice one.
I think it would, well, thinking about it in like the chameleon circuit ways, this would look perfectly well on like a spaceship or like a space station. I think that would fit perfectly well for that specific kind of role playing.
Or if you were to land in Torchwood or something like that as well.
Or Torchwood, yep. So yeah, overall that is actually quite nice. Texture work is fine. It's not bad.
Yeah, Angus made the. Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Well done.
Whoa, what was that? Hey, there's these textures behind it.
Is that for any particular reason, do you think, or?
I think that's Ezzy must have put those on, and then Angus overlaid the screens. Yeah, I think Yeah, Ezzy put those on, I think. No, wait, no, Angus put those on, sorry. Ezzy put the textures on. I've confused myself. No, Ezzy did the weird lines, Angus did the screens that do the animations on. There we go, we'll just stick with that. Anyway, so Jack, to open this, you can't click on the door, I don't think, or can you? No, you can't. You have to click on the keyboard. So I click on the keyboard. And there you go.
Also, by the way, I was completely wrong.
What's that?
I said that this resembled a lot like the little pod from Heaven Sent. In a sense, it actually doesn't. It's nothing like it. So I'm not quite sure what this reminded me of. Well, I don't even know why it reminded me of the actual pod in Heaven Sent. I'm not quite sure why.
I could sort of see where you would draw that.
Yeah, it's the shape. The shape's similar, but
similarity.
it's not the same.
Yeah, but of course the Heaven Sent one had more coming out, like the three different poles and stuff and etc. So, yeah.
But yes, Jack. So if you click the keyboard,
Yep.
that's the effect you get.
Oh, so it's like you're typing in your own personal PIN code to actually unlock the door, basically.
Open and close it. Yeah.
So rather
you can't
than
click
using
on
a
the
TARDIS
door.
key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rather than using an actual TARDIS key, you're using a TARDIS PIN code. I like that.
So we're ready to see the beast within.
The Beast Within. You can go ahead first and see the
no-
Beast Within.
I have no idea where I got that title from. I'm sure it's in an episode or something. Anyway, click.
You might be thinking of the Beast Below, but alright.
Ah, yes. I think that's where I got it. I do.
Okay, so you can't actually walk into it properly then.
No.
Okay, that's a little bit of a downside, but oh well.
Oh well. Okay. Are we all in?
Ooh, blimey, this is...
Yeah, flight controls, where are you? I think it's that one. Take off.
Oh, do you want to switch to midnight, by the way?
Sculpted stuff just loaded in straight away.
I have to admit, there's a quite an eerie feeling from this, I have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it actually reminds me of something out of Alien.
Yes.
Well, specifically, I suppose you could actually say Prometheus.
One thing I like about this console, and one of the reasons why I bought it, is because of this hologram thing. And I absolutely love what HBO have done here with this. The fact the hologram is showing you an indication icon of what the console is doing currently.
So what's it currently...
So that's the in-flight icon. That is the Cyberpunk icon itself.
Oh, right, okay.
But if I was to turn power off, you should start to see the wait icon, which is an egg timer, and it will turn itself off, I think. Oh no, the disc icon to say that it's, I don't know, saving something, and it just turns off. But then I turn it back on. There you go, loads itself back up.
As a personal preference, what they should have done there is shown the power, like a power off symbol, like a power icon.
Yeah, or like a red cross or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I turn the cloister bell on, watch what it does.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting sound.
But look at the bell.
Well, the bell and the sound are literally great. However, again, I hate bringing this up every single time, but come on, change the green to a red, or like change the screens to something, I don't know, like with a
warning or something. Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, you've got the Matrix going down there. Why don't you show us some like error code or something, like, you know?
Be an interesting way of doing it. Yeah.
Why stick to one thing when it comes to Cloister Bell? Actually make it look like it's literally there's a problem. With that, the sound and the bell icon I think is a really good idea. The sound I like, because again,
actually,
well, like I said, the bell sound. Well, I mean the Cloister Bell sound I like particularly, and it definitely fits the console in particular. Obviously, saying it looks like something from Alien, and that's how I think and feel of it. But
I can't find the lights.
They could have added more to it.
Which one's the lights? Oh, that's the lights. There isn't any lights.
Hang on. Try clicking the mini. What about the mini keyboard below it?
No. The prim that's called lights is that one.
Well,
And now you've frozen my console out. So it locks the controls out. So
It's like experiencing DDoS attack, isn't it? On a DDoS attack on a console. Oh, come on, we didn't click it that many times, did we?
yep.
That's... Hang on, there's something wrong there, ain't there? Because we have not clicked that many times. Oh, wait.
There we go. I think it's coming back now. Right. Right. What I wanted to show you was when I land.
Yep.
Where's the land option? Land. I'm going to turn my lighting up to like sunset or something so I can see better. Where's the flight? There we go. So if I land categories all slime square. Watch the icon.
Ah, okay.
Watch it.
I'm watching.
Wait for it. There we go.
A hat.
Yes. A hat.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, I'm not
Yep,
quite sure what
some
that has to
unknown
do
reason.
with...
They chose a hat, and it literally the prim is called hat, and the icon system will res the hat prim when it lands. You can, I assume anyway, because they are modifiable. I assume you could probably import your own models. I don't know how dodgy that would be, but
I'm sure if you named them the same thing, they would be fine.
yeah. But a hat was the choice of the default landing icon.
I suppose it makes sense because you're supposed to go outside and you might want to take a hat.
That's a very crazy way of thinking, but okay. So if I take off, you should see a timer, hopefully. Yep, there you go.
I take it it's this kind of screen, is it?
Which one?
The one I'm flying next to.
I think it might be, yes.
Oh, actually, no, it isn't. That's got to be the...
Turn the scan through and find out.
There's the scanner screen control, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
There's that one.
Yep.
That's that one. There we go then.
Ah yes, the McCoy time vortex.
There's the add-on bill. And oh, and I love this thing over here.
I was going to say, what's the purpose of this little orb thing?
I don't know.
To summon a
Well,
ball of the gods.
All I get is that I've got unauthorized access to click.
Let me just add you guys, because we don't want to have to lock my controls out each time I. Where's the security thing? Oh, there it is. Oh my god, that's loud.
What's loud?
It's right next to the console, making my headphones vibrate. Empress Ancient Resident and Exterminator Guild Resident.
To be fair, that is a very interesting choice of power sound. It's
Right.
actually, I believe this power sound is used as the in-flight sound on the Hourglass console, I think.
Right, you should now be able to both use the console, I think.
Yep, I haven't got no unauthorized access or anything coming up, so I imagine it's all working fine.
Okay
good.
then.
And apparently this orb does nothing.
No, it doesn't.
That's a shame. There could have been so many things that orb could have done, but oh well, never mind. The one thing I have to say is the way the actual room's laid out. I mean, it is definitely like a cross between something you see from the Matrix and Alien.
Yes, and as I said, Angus did a lot of the prim work, and if you right-click and edit, you'll see a lot of it is prim. It's really nice prim, but a lot of it is prim. The bits of the mesh as he did, which are the console sections, and is there anything else that he did? Oh, no, he didn't. I was about to say that he did this mesh spherical thing, but I think...
I think it's Angus that made that bit.
Yeah, it's Angus that made that bit.
Because, you know, he can, he just doesn't.
Yeah, well, each to their own. But, or it could have just been a quick update and he was like, oh, I'll just slap that in. Actually, when was this made? Let's just check the inspect tool. 2012, 2011, so yeah. so it's relatively relatively old. And so that, guys, is effectively it. I mean,
Well, I was
the
gonna
only
say
thing I
this-
can comment is the fact that there's gratings here. I like the gratings. They're sculpty, but I like them. I like the scanner screen design. I like how the texture work has ambient occlusion, fake ambient occlusion, with the shadowing around the edges. Nice green lights, the beams going upwards. Same with the rotor. I like the effect when you turn the power off and on when you land. I like the way the rotor's glowing like that, although that could have been done smoother in my opinion.
I have to admit that.
The Stargate style doorway.
Oh, well, okay, I didn't think of it like that, actually. Couldn't think of it. Stargate style doorway. Actually, yeah, you know what? I can kind of see a point there, because that looked a lot like the iris. Like,
Can I close? Yeah.
yeah, it is like a Stargate's iris, in a way. Which is...
And then you've got the Matrix textures, which I do like.
But yeah, besides the controls, which are more or less relatively the same anyway, the only difference with this is the design. The rotor, I believe, is a very interesting choice. Because I think it's more than just that little bit in the middle. It's actually I'm going to call it like a laser. It's like a pulsating laser bouncing up and down. That's essentially the rotor.
Oh, I know.
What?
Yes. I was wondering. Let me just double check if I was right. Hang on. Let me get up there. There we go. Am I right in saying black? Right. And is that the entire thing? Yes, it is. Okay then. So that is a sculpty that Angus made to create this faded black fog at the top there.
Alright, okay.
And so what it did there is he used sculptors so that it would layer the prims, the sculpted parts, on top of each other, and then set a mist texture. I'll call it a mist, like a cloud. And set it to black, and that would create a layered cloud that you get that faded black layer. I can temporarily turn that off by sending the colour to or transparency up. I think. Does that help? Yep. And there you go. That's what it would look like without it. So you get that 84% transparency.
But no, yeah, that is a pretty nice effect to it, I think.
And I think that was done so that you wouldn't know that there was just a basic roof there. Like it's just going off into the distance. You notice all the lasers as well. They fade out a bit as they go into the mist. So I think that's cool.
I take it the actual rotor, well, I say the rotor, the actual bottom part of the rotor only moves up and down when you're landing, taking off, or powering down.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If I click
think
power
that's
off,
how it is.
that'll
Yeah.
happen.
So it just shuts down. That's more like the power
Power.
core then. It's like
Yep, and
the
then
power crystals to actually generate it.
1 second. Yes, effectively, it's
It's a very nice design though. I do like it.
Hang on, I've got to find the flight control. It's not listed.
I always thought that the core in the middle reminds me of the Rift generator from Torchwood.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, the shape of the
Yeah,
so
that's
it
it.
just basically moves down.
It just resides into the ground there, yeah.
So it just goes down when you land and when you power off, and then obviously when you take off and go in flight, it rises upwards and just stays there. Okay. So yeah. Besides that, the only significant parts of this console is design-wise. So there ain't really much any kind of
Oh,
special
actually,
effects there. Oh,
there are a few
Oh,
interesting
God.
things as well.
like
Like if you access this icon prim, there's a little prim in there that has all the icons in it. Found it. Yes, you've got cloister bell, disc, flight, full power, hat, low power, message, search, and wait. I assume message only works for like the I don't know. I don't actually know how to trigger the message system, but we've seen weight. That's the egg timer. Low power, obviously, if you run out of power. Full power, if you gain power. Which I've seen those as batteries. I think they're.
They are batteries. I've never seen them actually work though, because obviously I've used these in my mod, and I've recharged my Tardis. I've never seen them come up, and I don't know if it's because I haven't linked the icon prim to the console, or whether it's because when I say linked, obviously I mean physically linked. I know how HOO links things, but. So I'm not sure whether you have to link it for the full power and low power batteries to appear.
I don't know, but and then of course the flight one is the one you're currently seeing right now, and I think disc is that when you turn the power on and off.
Do they actually use those ones then?
They use. I've seen close to, but I've seen disc. I've seen flight. I've seen low power. I haven't seen full power. I've seen hat and I've seen weight. I haven't seen search and I haven't seen message. And if I do search on the flight system, it doesn't show the search. But I have seen the prims for him. Search was a little magnifying glass, and message was a. What was message? Was it an envelope?
I believe it is an envelope. Hold on, Cray. I'm just hijacking your TARDIS. I want to see if the battery icon appears if I recharge it, Zenobia. Don't mind me, I'm just hijacking your TARDIS. Right. And recharge. Yes, no, maybe. Little bit.
You've got to wait for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Perhaps it's because I haven't got roleplay mode on.
I've turned the roleplay mode on.
Oh.
Oh. No, that does not work.
I like how everyone just walks through the actual console.
So I don't know if that's something, unless we're thinking of how that works wrong.
I don't know.
Either that or they just ditched it.
There's no instruction manual for it, so.
Okay, well, in that case, shall we give our verdicts for it?
I think we should, yes.
Okay, so, John, out of 10, what would you give the exterior?
Exterior, I like. Good meshwork, I like the design, I like the way it's functional. Very high, 8.5.
8.5, okay. What would you give the interior?
Actually, no, I'm going to bump the exterior to 9, sorry. I think that's probably more preferable. 9 it is.
Okay.
As for the console, I would say... Well, I like the design, even though it's prim. The prim doesn't matter. The texture work is fantastic. The sculpting work is fantastic. I've always found sculpting is very hard to deal with. The mesh work is nice. So I'm gonna say, yeah, better 9.
9?
Very high 9.
Okay.
9 both.
Cody, what would you give the exterior?
I actually quite like the exterior, on the basis that I quite like the Torchwood series. And so obviously it's quite a big reminder of that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give the exterior a 9.
A 9, okay. And for the interior?
Probably the same as the exterior, because again it's got that Torchwood vibe about it, which is quite nice.
Okay. Right, yeah. So 9 it is. For me, for the exterior, I would give it an 8. For the interior in particular, I agree with your comment on that one, Cody. Yes, I do feel the kind of the Torchwood feel and realism to it, but also I do like the kind of the what's going on, like the Matrix, and of course the alien style as well, like on the actual stairs towards the actual main central console, and of course the railings as well, and the parts covering this spherical orb thing. It does remind me a lot like the spaceship from Alien or Prometheus. So I do like the kind of quirkiness, as I'll say, that they put in there. So for me, I'll give the interior. I think for that, I'll give the interior an 8.5. An 8.5. Okay.
Okay then.
So next week we will be reviewing the HOO Type. Is it actually called the Type 50X or just the
Type
50?
50X.
Type 50X. Okay, and now that console in particular, I've actually seen the demo version of it, and I do think it is an absolute gorgeous console. So I can't wait to review that one. So until then, folks, do take care, and we will see you later on.
And I hope you guys have also given your own vote as well on this console using the cards at the top. Goodbye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you, folks, for watching. If you enjoyed, do please leave a like or comment below on this video.
If you want more, on Jack's side is the last video and the recommended video that we've suggested to you.
To stay tuned for more, on John's right is the link to our channel so you can subscribe, and also we have a link to our website if you want more information about who we are and what we do. Until next time,
Take care, stay safe,
and remember,
let your geeky side out. Bye bye, guys.